We'll call the meeting to order of the Willits City Council special meeting agenda, September 23rd, 6 p.m. And Kathy, lead us in the pledge.
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Councilmember Connie?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Strong?
Here.
Stransky?
Yes.
Mayor Gonzalez?
Here. Right. Please take notice, due to the provisions of the Governor's Executive Orders N 2520, which suspend certain requirements of the Brown Act and the order of the Health Officer of the County of Mendocino to shelter in place to minimize the spread of COVID-19, the City Council members will be participating by teleconference or video conference in the special meeting of September 23rd, 2020. Right. Item 2, discussion, consideration, resolution authorizing application and receipt of local early action planning grants program, LEAP grant funds to the California Department of Housing and Community Development. This is a Dusty issue.
It is, Mayor. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, council members. Dusty Dooley, your Community Development Director. So the Department of Housing and Community Development, HCD, has made additional planning funds available through what's called the Local Early Action Planning Grant or LEAP program. The purpose of the funds essentially is to support preparation and adoption of planning documents and process improvements that accelerate housing production. So again, this is tied to the state's desire to see the city of Willits do their part in helping create additional housing in our community and in the state of California. As mentioned in the agenda summary, the Willits is defined as a small city because our population is less than 20,000 people. Thus, the maximum award that we can apply for is $65,000, and that's what that staff is recommending that we go ahead and do. As far as choosing a project to make use of the $65,000 and meet the intended goals of the funding mechanism, in looking at the council's identified goal list, in there was a update to the land use element, which includes the review of the city's general plan designation and concurrent zoning designations. Actually, before I even get into an example of what that might be, I should note that at this point, this project is a citywide effort, and the funds aren't being sought to promote the rezoning of any individual parcel or neighborhood at this time. Rather, it's what we're suggesting is to complete a citywide effort to look at the current land use patterns within the city, the various land uses and their compatibility, and potentially consider amending the general plan designations and then subsequently their concurrent zoning designations to better meet the needs and future goals of our city. So the example that I believe I included in the agenda summary was what we've talked about in the past, where, for instance, we have these entire large residential neighborhoods that are primarily comprised of single-family homes, yet the city, in many moons ago, chose to zone the properties as commercial, which means that single-family homes are legal non-conforming uses. But really what the city is saying by having that zoning designation remaining on those residential neighborhoods is that we want to phase out the residential uses and see commercial uses come in their place. And that might not be, the current intention of the council and the community. So that would just be an example of one of the things that we might look at and consider as part of going through a review of our current land use element, which again includes the general plan designation maps and the land use maps. I also want to note that It may be, should the council choose to approve the resolution tonight and we are able to obtain the $65,000 in funding, it may benefit the city to combine this project with previous identified projects, including the completion of an amendment to our city sphere of influence boundaries, again for the purpose of creating new housing opportunities. Council may recall that the city previously received a grant award of $160,000 to complete that SOI update. However, recent changes in CEQA, the California Environmental Quality Act, have significantly increased the anticipated cost of completing the environmental review of that project, and it's unlikely that the $160,000 is going to cover the total project cost. So it may be that if we were to put the project out to bid for not only the SOI update but also a look at our land use element update as well, that we would, by combining the two projects, we might get a more favorable bid. And so that's, again, in anticipation that should the council want to support the resolution and seeking the funding, staff has been in contact with HCD staff about this idea, and at least from a verbal standpoint, you know, they have shown the desire to be flexible and support both these projects, as they recognize that these are the real types of projects that really create the opportunity for new housing, and aren't sort of just pie in the sky or sort of some sort of fluff project. It's more the real deal. So you have the resolution for your consideration tonight, and as always, I'm happy to try to answer any questions that you might have.
Dusty, before I open it up to the council members, I think the example you cited in there was large area of East San Francisco Street and Barber Lane as examples, but you just said that this should be citywide. I just wanted to point out it was specific to that piece of property, or specific to that street. I am half owner of this property on San Francisco, but it's like it's the whole city hitting. It's not necessarily a conflict. So I wanted to put that out. And the other question is, it doesn't look like there's a cost to apply. Is that correct? Both.
There is no cost to apply. That is correct.
Okay. At this point, I'll put it out to the other council members. If you have any questions or comments. Rita? No? Retta? Any questions?
Nope.
Barry, any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah, any questions?
Nope.
Right. How about public? Anybody from the public here that would like to speak on this? Okay. Hearing none, anybody from the council would like to make a motion on this?
I would make the recommended action from Larry. I'd be happy to second it. This is Madge.
I got a motion by Larry, second by Madge. Any further discussion? All right. At this point, I will take. Oh, Kathy.
Yes. Councilmember Connie?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Strong?
Yes.
Stransky?
Yes.
Mayor Gonzalez?
Yes. All right. Thank you, Dusty, and thank you for looking for stuff to help us out.
Thank you. I'll keep you updated. Thanks.
So at this point, I am going to item 3, which is closed session. You're going to be convening in the closed session, and the subject is pursuant Government Code 54957, recruitment of potential public employee appointment city managers. So if there's something to report out, I will come back and report out. Otherwise, council members, in about 5 minutes, if we could, Karen, you'll have Karen there. Kathy?
I don't believe Karen's going to be joining you. I think Joe Biden will be joining you from Bob Murray and explain the situation.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.